What's up, everyone? It's Ayla here with your Youth Night Online message. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Ayla, why are you in your car? Well, number one, I got a new car. Yeah, you heard it. A new car. Also, I have a kid. Just kidding. I babysit. That's the child that I babysit's car seat in my back seat. No need to be alarmed. But today's youth message, tonight our message is going to be a little different than what you probably expected. You are going to come along with me on my journey of getting some of my favorite treats, and we also will be going to my favorite place and also be talking about the 3 things I wish that I knew when I was 15. So buckle up, get all cozy in your seat, get your youth night box, get your candy, and get ready to hear about the 3 things that I wish that I knew when I was 15, and also come along with me on this little vlog to some of my favorite places. Here we go. Okay, so our first stop is going to be one of my favorite cupcake places of all time. It's called Small Cakes. It's in El Segundo, and they have some of the best cupcakes ever of all time. So that's going to be our first stop. And then as we go to each stop, we're going to go to 3 stops, and then we're going to talk about the 3 things that I thought I wish I knew when I was 15. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, spot number 1. Comment down below what kind of cupcake you think I'm gonna get. All right, squad. So we got our squad. Who am I? We got our cupcakes. What did you guess? What kind of cupcakes did you guess I was gonna get? And were you right or not? Light up the chat. Here they are. And I got 2 of them. And I got decadent vanilla. Yeah, you're like, Ayla, that's chocolate. No, it ain't. It is decadent vanilla. So it has chocolate on top, and then it's a vanilla cake. Here, fine. Okay, fine. I'll do a taste test. Okay, here we are. Oh God. Here it is. Okay, ready? Ten out of 10. Chef's kiss. So good. So good. All right. So now that I have you, the first thing that I wish I knew when I was 15, do not be wrapped up in having a boyfriend. I wish that I could look at 15-year-old Ayla and tell her, do not be concerned about having a boyfriend. It is not everything. So for those of you that don't know, I actually had a boyfriend all through high school. I had a boyfriend from my freshman year of high school to my sophomore year of college. So we dated for about 4.5. Someone just passed by. So we dated for about 4.5 years. I learned a lot from this relationship. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about dating, and I think the biggest lesson that I learned from it was don't do it. If I could go back in high school and redo something, it would be not dating him for so long, not dating him for so young. And my youth leaders told me, our parents told us, do not date each other. You guys are too young. You guys don't understand it. And I'm like, oh, I know everything. I understand. And I could have saved myself from a lot of heartbreak, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain had I just not done it. So I'm not just telling you this because that's what I'm supposed to say, that's what you're supposed to do. No, I'm telling you this out of experience. Do not be wrapped up in having a boyfriend or girlfriend. No matter what it is, it's not worth it. You have so much to live for, and you have so much time to date. There's just a lot that comes with dating that you just don't quite understand when you're 15 years old. And I wish I would have told myself that. I wish that if I could go back, I would tell myself that. And people did tell me, but I didn't listen, and I still did my thing, and I could have saved myself from a lot of trouble, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of just hardships that I went through dating someone when I was 13 years old until I was almost 19 years old. That's a long time, and there's a lot of growing and developing that you do in that time that you just don't even understand yourself, let alone how can you understand someone else. You're learning how to love yourself. How can you fully love someone else? And so that's point number one. Idea number one is, do not be wrapped up in having a boyfriend or girlfriend. There is so much more to high school, and there are so many more memories that you can make with your friends. Have a lot of them. Have girlfriends, have boyfriends, not boyfriends, but have friends that are girls, have friends that are boys. Just have a lot of friends and make a lot of memories. There's just so much growing and developing that you do in high school that you just don't understand fully what dating looks like. And I know I'm speaking to myself. I wish that I could tell myself this back now. I wish I could go back and tell myself, don't do it, Ayla, you're gonna regret it. So that is point number one, is do not be wrapped up in having a boyfriend or girlfriend. Do not be wrapped up in your crush. There is so much more for you in this season. So enjoy it. There's so much more for you besides being in a relationship. So just enjoy it. That is point number one. All right. So here we go. Stop number 2 is one of my other favorite places. I bet you already know. You're like, Ayla, I know where you're going next. You got your cupcakes. Now you are going to get your coffee. All right, we got our coffee right here. Not really coffee. It's a matcha latte. Cheers. 10 out of 10. So now that I have my coffee, now that we have completed stop number 2, the second thing that I wish I knew when I was 15 was, I wish that I knew my value. I wish that I knew my worth. I wish that I knew how cool I actually was. Like, I wish that I knew how pretty I actually was, because if you guys are anything like I was in high school, I was always like, oh, I wish I looked like so-and-so. I wish that I had cooler style. And now that I look back, I'm like, I was really cool. Like, I was a cool kid. I was just like everyone else. I wasn't as outsider as I thought I was. Like, I was cool. I wasn't weird. And even if I was weird, like, I should have embraced it. So I wish that I knew my value. I wish how cool I actually was. I wish that I knew how to embrace my weirdness, the weird quirks that I had. I wish I know that. And I encourage you guys to do that. The things that make you feel awkward, like, embrace them. Know that you don't have to feel awkward. Know that it doesn't matter what other people think about you. Wear that shirt that you want to wear. Wear that outfit that you want to wear. Wear sweats and a sweatshirt to school every single day. Well, you can't really go to school anymore, but when you can, when you're out and about, wear the clothes that you want to wear. Wear what makes you feel good, because that is unique to you, and you are so unique. So I wish that 15-year-old Ayla knew my worth, knew my value, knew just what it truly meant to be me. And I really wish that I felt more comfortable in my skin. I wish that I had someone to encourage me in that. So I'm trying to do that for you guys. I want to do that for you. I want to encourage you to just embrace yourself, embrace who you are, know how loved you are, know how much you bring to the table, know how much value you bring to people's lives, and know that you are worth it. You are worth God's love. You are worth people's love. You are so loved, and you are so worth it, and you are so cool. Know that. Now let's head on to stop number 3, which is by far my favorite place on the planet. Let's go. All right, vlog. We have arrived to our final destination. I have forgotten a jacket and it's very cold. But we are tuning in for point number 3. The last thing that I wish I knew when I was 15, I have cupcake on my face, that I wish I knew when I was 15 was that I wish I invested and spent more time going deeper with God. Something that I have been really realizing just in my life recently, but as I reflected on what I wish I knew when I was 15, was that you'll never regret going deeper with God. You will never regret building a deeper relationship with God. That's just not something that is gonna happen. It is so worth it. And as I did this poll and I asked people what they wish they knew when they were 15, a lot of people said that they wish they either knew Jesus when they were 15 or they wish that they knew how important it was to go deeper with God. And so as we wrap up this little vlog and life lessons with Ayla, I just want to remind you how important and how valuable it is to invest time growing your relationship with God, growing who you are with God, because He's gonna help those areas of knowing how loved you are, knowing, oh my gosh, I have chocolate on my mouth, knowing your value, knowing how loved you are. When you go deeper with God, all those things are gonna come. When you go deeper with God and you do go through heartbreak, because even though I said don't focus on having a boyfriend or girlfriend, you're probably still gonna do it. And God is gonna help you get through that. He's gonna help you, or He's gonna help you realize that that isn't a priority, that having a boyfriend or girlfriend isn't a priority. But something that you will never regret is going deeper with God. So I just want to encourage you to do that, to say yes to Jesus if you haven't already. And if you have, grow your relationship with Him. Be intentional about spending time with Him. For me, the best way for me to spend time with God is here at the beach. I just will sit here and I'll listen to worship music and I'll journal. And this is my me time with God. And it really just fills me up. Watching the ocean and seeing just this beautiful creation that God has created, preferably when it's sunny outside and preferably when I can see the sunset. But even now, just watching the waves go back and forth is just a beautiful reminder of how big God is and how much He loves me and how much He knows every deepest part of me. So I just encourage you, go deeper with God. I wish that I could tell myself that when I was 15, is don't focus on the boy, but focus on God. Focus on what He has to say about you. There's a lot of things in the world that were discouraging me when I was in high school, but I just wish that I knew more of how to go deeper with God, how to journal with God, how to be intentional about spending time with Him. Sometimes my time with God looks like listening to worship music on my way to work, listening to worship music on my way home from work, or just not listening to music at all and just talking to God, just telling Him about my day, because praying to God and spending time with God doesn't need to look like this huge thus saith the Lord moment, and you have to talk in New King James Version and say thou and say thee and say all these different things. But it just means talking to Him like you would anybody else, talking to Him like you would your best friend. And that is what going deeper with God is. That's what being in a relationship with God is. It just means going deeper. So as we wrap up this 3 things that I wish I knew, the last thing is I wish that I knew how important it was and how much value it would bring to my life to go deeper with God. So right now, this is your chance. Go deeper with God now.